Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. This is the fourth time I've started this video because there's chaos in my house and with my animals. Gunner was out here originally, and then he got one of my wooden snowflakes and started chewing on it, and then he wouldn't settle down, so I could tell that he was getting amped up, and so I put him in his room, and I brought Chloe the cat out, so she might hop up here at some point to say hello. We'll see. Today is Sunday, June 16th. Happy Father's Day for those of you that are celebrating. We're just hanging out. My husband went to the movies. We were going to go to breakfast. He woke up not feeling well, which is just as well because I have had an allergy thing going on since yesterday. Of course, I was working yesterday, which is why I did not film a video. And I was outside in our camp for about 6 hours. And even though I take an allergy medicine, I've got the itchy nose and not a little bit of the runny eyes, but not too much. So, yeah, I'm fine with staying home. I've been so busy with work. This last week, we took my son back to, we took him to his School of Infantry training on Tuesday, and we found out that he doesn't get to start until July because they're waiting for 2 more companies to graduate, and then they'll be joining his company for the training. And so one graduated this last Friday, another one graduates next Friday. They each get their 10-day leave. And then once that last company reports, then I think they're going to begin their training, which will be sometime in July. The nice thing about this school is that it's literally about an hour away from us. So when he is allowed visitors, we can go visit. So we're happy about that. If you are new to my channel for the first time, welcome. This channel is on my hobbies, which are cross-stitching, a little bit of sewing, hopefully some quilting at some point. Paper crafting, I like to make cards and gift boxes, treat bags, gift tags, that gift card holders, that kind of a thing. So welcome. And then I also talk a little bit about my life and the craziness that ensues. So thank you for joining me if you're joining me for the first time. If you do and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. This week, despite all of the odd things that happened, the busyness, I felt like I got a lot done. Probably because I took all of Tuesday off, and I did get a little bit of extra stitching in yesterday as well. So let's go ahead and jump in. Yesterday I worked on my summer Quaker. This was my birthday start from 2023. And it's by Lila Studio or Lila Studio. And I am stitching this on 37 count Russian tea cake linen. And that is where I'm at. So yesterday I finished the compass. I added the heart, this Quaker motif, the fish. I got the crab almost done. And when I got to this side of it, I realized I had a really bad error that I couldn't fix. And so I decided, because all of my threads were starting to knot on the back and I didn't feel it when I was stitching, and I couldn't work back and undo the knot and keep going like you can sometimes do. So I decided just to frog it. I am stitching this 2/2 on the 37 count. It's a nice dense stitch. I'm very happy with it. And I feel like I made quite a bit of progress. So that's where I'm at. This crab, I don't even know what kind of crab that is, but there's several colors in that crab. So yeah, worked on that a little bit. This will not be done this year at all. I'm using the called for DMCs. I think it just calls for DMC. Yeah, only DMCs, and I'm using all the called for colors. They're real pretty. So I'm excited to, every time I can put some stitches in this, I feel like I'm making pretty good progress because I focus on at least one motif every time I sit down. So okay, my Friday focus piece is Honeybee Quaker by Primrose Cottage. And I'm using the called for flosses for this one. Real pretty color palette. And I got very close to a finish, so I think I can get this done this week. We'll see. So I finished this motif here and added that and that, and I started on that corner motif. So I just have the corner motif and there's a motif right below it. And another one right here. So I've got basically three more motifs left to stitch and then it will be done. So I'm thinking probably next Friday I can get this finished. I don't know what fabric this is. I think it might be a fabric flare. It does look like a honeycomb. I do like it. I think it's probably a 36 count. I'm not 100% sure. Might be a 32, and I'm stitching 1/2. But I am really liking how this is turning out. It's very pretty. If you're new, what I'm doing this year, I just kind of decided I have a ton of whips and I'm not making very much progress on a lot of them. And when I was going through my box at the beginning of the year, I realized that I have quite a few that are very, very close to being done. And I just thought, well, maybe if I stitched on this every Friday until it's done, maybe I can get some of these across the finish line. And it's been working, and I've been making really good progress. So usually 2 to 3 Fridays and I have a piece done. So that's fun. And then I just have to fully finish them. But I do have a couple of days off that I'm taking this week, and I'm not this week, this summer, in addition to vacation, but I'm thinking I'll be able to get some of those finishes done. So that will be good too. Cat sees something. Okay, I pulled out, ooh, I didn't pull out all of that. I have 2 projects in this bag. And what I decided I was going to work on is Eliza's French Birds by JBW Designs. I love this because I love the pink of the birds, and I love the vintage look of the piece. I am stitching this on 32 count antique ivory linen by Zweigart. And I'm stitching this 2/2 with the called for flosses. So we've got a couple of weeks, Classic Colorworks and some DMC. And here is where I'm at. So what I focused on was this part of the branch coming up, this leaf, and this branch. And I got this leaf completely done, and I realized it's supposed to be in that darker green color. And so I pulled out the pattern or the chart, the photo, and I looked at it, and there's some light colored leaves at the top. So I'm just going to leave it because I think it'll balance it out nicely. I don't think it'll look too weird, because I thought I do not want to pull that out. And this is where I'm at with it. It looks really good on this antique ivory. I'm quite pleased with it. So, haven't pulled that one out in a while, so that was fun. I feel like I want to work on things that I haven't worked on in a while. That's kind of been what I've been doing these last few weeks, and it's really been enjoyable. Monthly weigh-in for May. Still not done with it. I ordered this through the Fat Quarter Shop. They did it as a subscription with the called for floss. And so this is the called for floss. So every month you get the chart and the floss. You have to purchase your fabric. I am using the called for fabric, which is 28 count tea dyed Monaco. And I feel like I made quite a bit of progress on this. So I added the blue flowers to the roof down here. I finished the blue on the scale, and I worked on adding the black to the scale. This is a little birdhouse that's starting here. I put the words in the little container of the bird seed. So I do feel like I made some progress on this. I'm probably maybe a quarter of the way done. Not quite half, maybe more like a third. So you can see I have that other birdhouse. I have to fill in the scale, add the red birds. I have to add another bird and the flowers at the top. The name of the month is already done. I am finishing these. The plan is to finish them all like I have back here. Except that tree is supposed to, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see that. That tree is supposed to be at the top. I like that piece. It's really large, so I don't think I'll be displaying it in the house anytime soon. But out here, I think it's really cute. So that is the intention on this piece. And since I have this out, I'm going to show you, this was one of the things that came in this week, was the August monthly weigh-in. That way I can just stick it in the bag. I keep everything for this project in the one project bag. Really cute. Bee theme. And the floss comes like this, so I'm not going to take it out of the package, but you can see all the different colors. Purple this time, real pretty pinks. So I know I've been saying, oh, when I finish May, I'll do June, and I'll have time. I didn't have time, and I thought, okay, well, I'll do July. I'll have time. I know I'm not going to have time. So now maybe I'll do August, or I might just jump ahead and pick up where I left off earlier. So September is done. Maybe I need to work on October. and, you know, work several months ahead so that if I do fall behind, it's, you know, I can still keep up. We'll see what I decide when I finish that and what month I finish that in. So, okay. I also worked on Redbird Sampler again. Brenda Gervais with I Needle and Thread. I am stitching this one on 32 count Belfast linen by Zweigart. It does not list a color, so I don't know if Belfast is the color or what, but it's a real pretty, like, peachy tea dyed looking fabric. So last week I just had this much done. I had the red outline here. This week I added the initial H. I didn't realize that was an H until I was halfway through stitching it, because I wanted to do my initials and I thought I'm not pulling it out. I'm getting so lazy. So anyway, so I finished that flower basket and I added the bird and the flower next to it. So now I'm getting ready to move over to stitch above that archway, the basket, and then the birds in that tree, and then the mirror image of the basket and the birds with the letter P over here. But I'm loving the colors. I'm loving how they're popping off of this fabric. I just think it's real pretty. I'm really glad that I decided to stitch this. I'm using the called for flosses. So very, very pretty. Okay. I think I'm going to start doing a Sunday Sal. Maybe. I am doing the Tier 4 Patreon Tier 4 stitch along with Teresa Kogut. She has released a new pattern. It's a mystery stitch along. It's going to take 24 months to complete this. I am now officially a month behind. I didn't want to fall behind on this because it's going to be 24 months. And before you know it, if I fall behind, then I will be kind of, it'll get put into timeout and it won't get work done. So every month on the 15th, she releases a new section. So this is our 6th month, and this is the new section. And I messed up on that blue house right here. I messed up on that, and I decided, you know what, just pull it out. And so that's what I'm doing. Pulling it out. So I pulled it out, I restitched it, I got it right, I think. I'm still off. Oh, my nose, sorry. I'm still off a little bit. But that, you know, when you're stitching teeny tiny stitches, and this is, I'm using the called for fabric, which is 40 count, Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit. Then it takes a while. Let me do it this way. So this is how much I've got done. I'm supposed to have this from here over done. I don't. So I think this is what I'll be working on today. See how far I can get with it today. I don't want to fall behind. I will print out all of the patterns, the charts, each month, even if I do fall behind, because what she's doing is if you miss a download or you miss a month, or if you join her Patreon tier 4 now or upgrade to tier 4 now, you can go back and for $1 you can purchase each of the pages that you missed. I don't want to do that when, if I can just pay attention and download it, do it that way. So, and I do really want to stay up with this. I don't want to fall much further behind. So I think this is going to get some love today. The stitches are so teeny tiny, but I am enjoying it. I'm really liking the way it's turning out, especially when I hold it up like this. You know, when you're looking at it up close, you're looking at it in a, I'm doing it in a hoop and I'm seeing just a section of it, but then when you hold it up like this, that's a lot of little stitches. So I also worked, I wanted something bright and cheery one night and fairly easy, and Dreaming of Poppies is just that. And this is by Rosewood Manor. So this is the second week that I've worked on it, and I am stitching this on 32 count Winter Moon linen by Zweigart. What I worked on was this area up here, and maybe I think I added this as well. I mean, these colors are so beautiful. Stitching this 2 over 2, and the called for flosses. There's a lot. There we go. Very subtle shade variegations. Like, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, really? We couldn't have just charted that in all one color? But what it's doing is it's adding, like here on that poppy, you can kind of see subtle depth. Down here, same thing, subtle depth in that red. So, you know, same thing here, subtle depth. So I'm going with it. And then I discovered not too long ago that she's got all kinds of little charts like this that are all different kinds of flowers. And I thought, oh, maybe I need to do another one. And then I pull this out and I struggle with how the chart is laid out in the booklet. And then I'm like, what are you thinking? No, Poppies is great. I like a challenge. I think that's the problem, right? I pulled out Calico Confectionery, Be True. I chose to stitch mine on 40 count Newcastle linen in Slate by Fiber on a Whim. And I added the foliage into the basket, I believe. Yes, I do know that there is a missing stitch here. When I pick up that floss color again, I will fix it. I like the modeling on this fabric, and I like that it's a bluish gray, so it's very pretty. Very happy with that one. And that is it. Haul. First of all, I don't think I showed this new ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby last week for my son's, like little graduation party. It's 4th of July ribbon, and it's printed on here, and it is a fabric ribbon, but it does feel kind of acetate-y, but not too bad. But look at how cute that is. And what I did is I wrapped this, I did a bow around mason jars, and I did sunflowers and an American flag and a Marine Corps flag coming out of the center, coming out of the flowers. I'll post a picture here or at the end or both. Anyways, I picked up 2 spools of that because, you can never have too many patriotic spools of ribbon. I ordered 3 things from Farm Girl Dry Goods, and I ordered them in kits, and they were Brenda Gervais' new releases, 2 of the new releases, and then I ordered, I guess, an older chart of hers. The older chart is not in yet, and she said, she emailed me and said, I'm happy to refund you. I'm happy to, send it off when it comes in. And I said, I've waited this long. I'm not going to start it this year anyway, so I'm happy to wait because I do love it. And I think it's the one where it's a Lady Liberty holding a flag or something. Not Lady Liberty, but a lady in patriotic dress holding a flag, I think. I'm not sure. But she did send off these. I waited quite a while because she was waiting for supplies to come in. And I think this one I'm going to stitch first. So the kit came with the chart, the floss, the fabric to stitch on, the finishing fabric, and the finishing trim. And this is Grand Old Flag 2, I guess. I love how pale the colors are. Just real pretty. When I'm looking at these colors, though, it's interesting to me. It's a tartan plaid instead of a blue. But here it's photographing blue. Don't you think? And I know photographs are hard to tell, but that definitely looks blue to me. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I may switch it out for a light blue. We'll just have to wait and see. But this is the fabric. It's enough to do all 3 pillows. And then the same finishing fabric. Again, enough to do all 3 pillows. Love it. And then a gray trim, finishing trim. I'm not sure that that's gray. It looks tan to me in the photo. So I might switch this out. We'll see. I'm not unhappy, even though it's not what I thought it would be color-wise and with the trim-wise. I don't get upset with that because I can use this for something else. And if I don't have something in my stash and I have to buy it, well, if I didn't buy it in a kit, I was going to have to buy it anyways. And you can use these colors for a variety of different things. So it doesn't bother me if I'm unhappy with something. And I'm not exactly unhappy. I just don't know how this is going to work. And it's so tiny. I mean, this is baby rickrack. And I've never worked with baby rickrack before. So I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do that, but we'll see. And I do think it's been a while since I've done a new start. So I think I might start this one. Maybe it'll be a good 4th of July start. I'm off that weekend. The next one that I did was Summer Swan. And again, all of the called for flosses. There's a lot in this one. The called for fabric, which is Vintage Country Mocha. Nice and serged, so it won't unravel. And I just messed all those up. Finishing trim. And finishing fabric. It'll be very sweet when it's done. So I was excited to get those in. Trying to keep them all together. And then I got my floss fix. Classic Colorworks from Fat Quarter Shop. So frozen margarita, garden trellis, German chocolate, ginger snap, gingerbread, and glazed carrots. Real pretty. Great stash builder. So I'm happy to have those. And that's it. I did get my Liberty box and finishing kit, but I'm going to do a separate video on that because this that will extend this video kind of long. I've been doing longer videos lately, and I'd really like to just kind of keep this one a little bit shorter. So yeah, so that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed your visit. I always enjoy filming these for you. If you're new, please take a moment if you liked what you saw and hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. It all helps to move the channel forward. I do read the comments. I do respond to them. I try to every week respond with at least a little heart, if not a comment back. I'm able to keep up with that, I think, pretty much for the time being. And we are very close to 1,500 subscribers, and I would love to do a giveaway when we reach that milestone. If you're returning, again, thank you so much for coming back. I do appreciate you. And I love the little community that we're building here. That is it. Have a great rest of your weekend. I know it's almost gone and we're back to Monday and our daily lives. I hope the weather is nice where you are. We're finally starting to warm up and feel a little bit like summer here, which is fantastic. And I've got camp starting, so my hours will be extended, and yeah, it's just, there's a lot going on. I'm just one day at a time. That's all I can do, is one day at a time. Yeah, that's it. Have a great day, and until next time, happy stitching. Bye.